Alright, these are a couple of swings that really need to be cleaned up. You'll see here that you're extremely extended at impact, but that's not what bothers me the most. What bothers me is how far you've drifted forward with your body. It's one thing to have the lower half going that way. It's quite another when your entire body, is going that way. And we've talked about how that's not good many times. Your head needs to kind of stay where it is as your lower half drifts, and you kind of stand up when you hit instead of sit down. It's hard to use the ground a lot if you're standing up. You kind of jump at the ball here, and that's not a very good swing. Moving forward here, you kind of do it again. You're standing up. This pitch is obviously inside. You move to it there, and then you're just standing straight up and down. There's not a whole lot of movement there. Look how, this follow through right here is very problematic. We don't want that. We want you more like this. So we would like to see, we would like to see this blue line and not what you're doing here with the red. And that's something we have, one of our varsity players does this and he doesn't hit well, and this is one of the primary reasons. So I don't know when this started, but you got to clean that up. That's a bad habit to be into. That's a little better. Do you see it impact? You're definitely more back. Okay, that's not so bad right there. So, that's a good finish too. Okay, more straight up and down as opposed to being forward. So this one much better than before. I don't like how you're squishing your head for no reason. There's a lot of head roll there. And again, extreme extension at impact here. Impact's about there. And look at how far your hands are from your chest. That's just too far. Here you are at stride foot plant. Again, a little too tall. I'd rather you start tall and sit down. A little too tall. I like how you're open here with your foot. That tells me that you're using your hips pretty well. And then your foot's coming up again, and it looks like you're going to just, number one, you're really out in front with that bat. You need to let that ball get deeper and use better posture. You're straight up and down here. These swings are getting better. The first couple were very bad. That's probably a bad ball. That's probably a breaking ball of some kind. But that's not a bad move to the ball. I can live with that one. That's a pretty good swing. And then I look at the follow through here, all good. You're starting to get back a little bit here, and that's a good shin angle with the knee going out. And then I really like the fact that you're really turning your hips there. You didn't make good contact here, but this is a good swing. This is a high pitch, and I kind of like your knee drive into this one, and you are a little bit back here, which is good. But again, we've picked up some bad habits in your time away with the level of extension there pre-impact. You haven't hit the ball yet, and look how far away your hands are from your core, and you know better than that. So we need to clean that up too. Good finish. There's a good follow through. So some of these swings earlier were pretty bad. Well, that's a really high pitch. So we're not going to talk about that too much. That's a no-take scenario. So some of these early ones were okay. Were not good, I should say. In fact, they were terrible. But the later we got, the better the swings got. So just make sure that we're trying to keep our hands. That's a good position right there. Close to our body. That's a high pitch. It's funny. The top half is doing very well there. It's hard to be efficient with the lower half when the pitch is that high. Because if you were really sitting down when you hit, you wouldn't offer it this ball. See the one before it. I think this is the one I like the most. Nope. That's the one I like the most. This is good drive. You got to be careful. That knee is almost into the negative, that back knee there. We want to make sure that doesn't cross. We want to keep a shin angle that's over here. We want that knee to be inside our foot, not on our foot there. So other than that, I can see the hips open right there. in a good stretch position. If you could sit down just a little bit, that's the best swing of this lot here. Good flexion in that front arm. Again, one common theme in all these swings is impact is occurring too far from the body. So let's stay over that plate and let's not extend, okay?